Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. Things are a little all over the place. I mean, kind of. It's like you can see my laundry. But it is eclipse season, so I'm gonna kind of mix up the cards this time. Like I've been doing these readings for myself with this combo of decks, the Muse Tarot and the Yoga Path Oracle, which the artwork on these two decks kind of goes together really nicely, but I've been getting really good messages, so that's what I've been doing for myself. So I'm just gonna pull a quick mid-eclipse season thing and see what comes out. Like, I don't know how eclipse season is for you, but for me it's like a total humdinger. Like, this is just like big life-changing moment in time where like all these threads from like different eras are like coming together in this way that's just like it's like a Murakami climax. I have a reading about that because that's my favorite author, Murakami, and he has this way of having these crazy climaxes where all these threads come together and you're just like, like your mind is blown, but there's so like this certain elegance to it that's just like, wow. Okay, so anyways, I just got like a couple more that I'm gonna pull, and yeah, like I'm posting a reading, an eclipse season reading right now, and I'll probably do one for the solar eclipse too, but it's definitely like, I mean, you can see it in the wider world, like things are wild and woolly out there, like, and it's kind of unsettling, you know? So, okay, so at the bottom we get the Eight of Inspiration, which is like the Eight of Wands in a traditional deck. So this is like a message coming in. Things are changing fast, like this is like a game changer, you know? So yeah, like I was just talking about, I mean, I feel like so many people are just like, I just keep seeing these posts on social media, and like I've kind of had to move off into the boonies myself because of a family emergency, but like I keep seeing like person after person who's just like moving away from the city, can't deal anymore, especially like where I was living before. I lived in Minneapolis, and things are like highly unsettled there, and every time I talk to someone from back home, it's just like, it's crazy. Okay. So at the bottom of this deck of the Yoga Path, I get Kali. So this is the goddess of like endings and new beginnings. Like, this is like a rebirth. Like, there's definitely a huge change that's underway, and it's changing fast. There's a message coming in, like the new era is starting. And it's crazy because when I put this down, like the card underneath kind of shone through, and it's the moon and the Ace of Inspiration. So it's like this passionate new beginning, but there's like something hidden underneath, you know, and it's just like, it hasn't quite surfaced yet, you know, like it's right there though, you know, it's about to blow. Okay, so the other cards that I get from this, we got Temperance, we got the Ten of Materials, we got the Three of Inspiration, and we got Awakening. So this is crazy because this is like, I mean, this is a card of alchemy, and I love how they have like, I've never noticed this on this card before, but the moon cycles, and it's like this it's like climaxing right as this person is it's like this golden moment, you know, but it's super balanced and like meant to be. I've never really gotten that message from this card before, but we're going with it. And it goes right into the 10 of materials. So this is like really solid, like generational wealth, like a really solid foundation for the future, you know, that's being manifested, because we have the 3 of inspiration, and then we have awakening, where it's just like there's this reckoning, like there's this karma that's been happening, like this person is gold, they're golden, like they're manifesting this beautiful thing, and like they deserve it, like it's karmic, you know, like maybe they've had to like suffer a lot to get to this point, but we have underneath the golden person, we have the 10 of inspiration. So like we're finally putting this burden down, and like we have the King of Pentacles, or the Muse of materials in this deck, but it's like walking off into the sunset. Like you have to kind of cross this rickety bridge to get there, but there's this Hollywood ending there in the end, you know. So it's just like, and then we have the Queen of Emotion, so this like balanced, you know, heart-centered, leading from the heart, and we have the Knight of Voices. So like the message is coming in, it's coming in fast, like this change, this reckoning, this is happening, you know, and like it's undeniable. And then like the other cards that I got, we got Pranayama, which is all about sort of like, you know, you can't really change your circumstances in the world around you, but you can change how you respond to it. And like one of the ways that you can really sort of like affect that is like with your breath, you know, like if you need more energy and you need to like pick it up, like breathe faster, you know. If you need to calm down, like slow down your breath, take deeper breaths, you know, like this is a powerful tool for how we sort of like engage the world, you know, because like how you respond to the world is really, it's not what happens to you, it's like how you respond to it. And then we have this Lolita Tripura Sundari, and this is a goddess of like erotic sensuality, I believe. Erotic spirituality. I was close. It's more spiritual than what I was saying. Move toward that which makes you feel sensual, awake, and alive. In our society, we've been taught to repress our divine feminine nature in order to be taken seriously. However, by doing so, we are only operating as half of a whole. Lolita came to us to remind you of your inner tantrika energy, that which oozes with erotic Shakti life force. It's time to merge your spiritual self with your sexual self, as the two are intrinsically related. Enjoy all things with sensuality, food, conversation, self-care, movement. Follow what feels good, not what makes sense to a patriarchal system. Bring in all aspects of yourself to the table and watch your life blossom, which flows right into Ganesha, which is all about like abundance. So it's just like, wow, like there's this huge reckoning and like coming into like abundance. And it's really interesting because we have this generational wealth right over this Muse of Materials, which is like the King of Pentacles in the deck. And this really goes along with this thread that's been on this channel since it started about this. It's called Phoenix, and it's like this King of Pentacles character who has to learn this spiritual lesson, and when they do, they unlock this generational wealth, and they become like, it becomes, the thread turns into Dynasty, you know. So it's like this ominous sort of storyline that's been on this channel forever. You can check out the playlist. I'll put the one for Phoenix here, and then you can check out the one for Dynasty also, which, I mean, I guess you can click that one here too if you wanted to check it out. But there's a lot of videos that like sort of trace back to that storyline. I have this sort of eccentric way of organizing the videos on this channel. So anyways, keep going. So I also got this new oracle deck called the Shaman's Dream, which is this, it's from this same authors as the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is like my favorite deck. And I just got this, so we're gonna do it. Because I'm just kind of like, you know, like I've been on my own channel lately, but then you kind of start changing up the decks in your own world. Okay, so wow, this is wild because there's this whole mushroom theme. So we got Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. We got Gathering Around, the Power of Community, which is interesting because we have all these mushrooms in this too. And then we have Heart, Home, Compassion. So it's interesting because both of these messages have this whole mushroom theme, and it's all about how we're all connected, and mushrooms like have this whole network underneath the ground where they're all, you know, connected. And so it's sort of like an analogy for the divine matrix and how we're all connected in these unseen ways, you know. So it's interesting because these are like kind of like two sides of the same message, where it's just like if you're feeling like a lost soul, like remember, like there is this whole community around you, and you know, what you need is here. You just have to tap into it, and be open to receiving, you know, because it's all here. And then we got Heart, Home, Compassion. So I don't want to read all of these because it'll take forever, but this is love in its truest form and compassion. When you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You're being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You are being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it's that easy when Heart Home shows up. There is no need to forgive anyone for anything. None of it occurred in spiritual truth. It is only your belief in that story that makes it powerful. Allow your love to wash clean all those impressions. Empty yourself of all judgment and preconceptions and allow Spirit to fill you with the sweet nectar of peace. When Heart Home shows up, it is imperative that you heed its call, lest the universe orchestrate a way to bring you back to yourself that is of a harsher nature. So yeah, I'm going to leave with this message, but it definitely seems like a profound turning point, you know. So it's like a cleansing of your own like spirit and make your room for this new beginning, like opening the vessel to this new experience. So good luck, check in soon.